All right. So now that we finally finished and we put our information into the subsidiary ledger, there is actually one more step we didn't do. All right. And this is going to be very, very important later on in the future. And that's going to be your inventory worksheets. Okay, so even if it's a periodic and even if it's a perpetual, because we will be looking into both different types of inventories, okay? So again, next week when we start actually selling our items, we will be using the inventory worksheet right in between the general journal and actually recording our inventory, okay? So that is exactly why it is very important that I expose you now, because we do need to fill in the information because we are making purchases and we will be start calculating each cost. Now again, when we understand periodic inventory, we understand that we won't know the final number until we go ahead and figure it out towards the end of the period or whatever the end of the month is. But for this case, I want to at least keep track of my purchases, okay? We don't keep track of the things that we sell, but we are going to keep track of the things that we purchase, just so that we have an availability there, okay? So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and indicate that on the 10th of June, I made a purchase of 80 mugs, and it cost me $2.45, which in this case should have given me, oopsies, it should have given me a total of, not divide. It should have given me a total of 196, right? And then we had freight, which cost us $100, which should give us a total of 196. A 296, my bad. So that's this plus this should give you 296, and then the cost per item is going to be the total amount divided by your quantity, which gives me $3.70 each. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and indicate that this whole thing needs to be in dollar form. Okay, so at least we know that much, and we don't have it in inventory just yet, just because we didn't convert it yet. All we know is that if we do sell our products right now, if we sell it, it's going to cost $3.70 each. But let's make sure that you understand that we are using weighted average. So at the end of, after all of our purchases are done, we're going to find the average cost per item, and then we can start calculating actually how much we have left in inventory and how much we actually have, the things that we actually sold. So that is just one thing that I want you to update your inventory worksheet for as of today. So this is going to be, for this week, the last thing that you update, okay? But again, once we start moving into selling the items, that's where it's going to become probably the second thing that you're going to be looking at most often, okay? So let's go ahead and validate that and continue our transaction, okay? So we updated our inventory with our new purchases. So now on June, the 10th of June on Monday, we decided to put in another purchase order to Atlas Coffee Importers, and we decided to buy some coffee. So we're gonna buy 125 pounds of regular coffee, which costs $1.35 each. Okay, and then we also bought another 125 pounds of Supreme coffee, which is going to cost $1.55 each. Okay, so in grand total, our quote for this is going to be $362.50. So let's go ahead and recognize that purchase order. So here I'm in purchase order. I indicate that on the 610. I made a purchase to Atlas. Oops. Atlas Coffee Imports. Importers, I think. I'm just gonna leave that imports. Import. All right, what am I buying? I'm buying 250 pounds of coffee. And I'm quoted for $362.50. Okay? All right. Do I need to do anything else with that transaction? Hello? Hello? Are you guys there? All right. So, the next thing that happened is we finally received something from Hallie Bros. Okay, so here our invoice is number 351. We finally received our coffee grinder and our coffee brewer. Okay, for right here. And here we have sales tax done to it and our down payment. And lastly, we also have our total due, which is going to be for $2,634.15. All right, so here we're going to indicate that we're going to put everything into miscellaneous suspense. Okay. Now, before you ask why, let's continue reading. All right, because additional work needs to be done for the coffee grinder, okay, before putting it into service. So miscellaneous suspense, again, is where we decided to just dump our money in. And, you know, we don't know what we want to do with that money just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to just throw in this coffee brewer and coffee grinder, because at the end of the day, we're still going to make fixtures to our coffee grinder. So we want to just leave it in miscellaneous suspense until we finish everything, until we get a grand total, and then we can go ahead and take it out and place it into its proper place. So for now, I want you to just throw everything into miscellaneous suspense and go ahead and validate this transaction. So here, I'm going to go ahead and validate for the full amount of $3,806.02 for the total. Okay? And yes. So we're going to go ahead and validate for the grand total of that. And we're also going to subtract our the amount that we prepaid ahead of time. So let's go ahead and first, let's go ahead and check mark off our PO because we purchased it, right? So purchase order, we're going to go ahead and indicate here that on 6/10, oh, sorry, what am I doing? We are validating that we received the inventory right here. So it was for 351. That was the invoice number. Okay? So let's go back to our journal and journalize the rest of the transaction. So here I'm gonna go ahead and indicate the date, and it's for miscellaneous suspense. What do you mean?
right? And that's why it's blank because they're using this account as a whole account.
Yes, you're using it as just a holding account.
Okay.
Okay. And I need to add in or subtract out my prepaid amount to the bill. And I am, because I received a bill, I'm going to indicate this right here. Okay, so before anything, I want to validate how much it is. So what was sorry. Let's go ahead let's go ahead and see what our
19,990.
19.9, say that again.
19,990.
Okay. And my prepaid account should be 18,600, and my accounts payable should be 20,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's go ahead and indicate. So I know that my prepaid amount that I wrote a check for was for 71.87. And then my total amount due is going to be for the 2,634. $2,634.15. Okay? So that should give me a grand total to put in my miscellaneous expense. Should add up to these two numbers, which we should verify should be $3,806.02. Which you can also calculate the total right here. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, just 1 second.
No worries.
My cat got sick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry?
He ate something apparently it didn't agree with him.
Okay. And
Okay, thank you.
yeah, of course. And then I would go ahead and fill in my description here. 251 for our invoice. Oh, 251, not 261. 51 for our 351, not 251. 351 for our invoice. And we know that we can receive 1% discount if we pay within 15 days. If not, the whole thing is due in 30 days. Okay? Now that I've indicated this, let's go ahead and update our ledger with appropriate accounts. So here, I'm going to go ahead and find my miscellaneous expense. That should be page 16.
Oh, sure, that's cheating.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, never mind, it's the last thing. Miscellaneous expense is right here, okay, for 610, okay, and general journal number 3. I can't believe we're still on 3. And we're gonna go ahead and we're crediting it, right? Anything that you copy in your journal is going to reflect in your ledger. So here we're gonna subtract the 1171. Wait. What am I doing? Wrong one. We're debiting the 3,806. Okay, so my bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and write here, brewer and grinder. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and indicate that this is going to cost me $3,806.02. Okay, so that should change the miscellaneous to become $3,806.02. Okay, make sure that you know that. Make sure that is exactly what you want. Okay. And then if you just go one page above that, you should find your prepaid accounts, and which is the next one. And for the 10 prepaid accounts,
Yes.
Prepaid accounts.
so 610, and it's going to be journal 3, and we're crediting our 1,011.71.87. Okay, so that should bring our number down to 6654.17. Okay, and we want that number.
So in the prepaid accounts, are we saying anything in the items section?
You don't have to. I mean,
Oh, well, yeah, it's prepaid accounts.
yeah, we're taking out prepaid accounts. We're not making another adjustment or anything like that. We're just taking out. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and update our new accounts payable. Okay, so here's 610. And this is where I'm going to indicate invoice number 3. Nope. Nope, 351. It's 351, no?
Well, no, page number 17.
Oh, yes, page 17, yes.
I
So in this,
paper still.
yeah, so 351 is the invoice number. Okay. Okay. Oopsies. Ledger. So here, invoice number 351, general journal number 3, and we're increasing our amount that we owe for 2634.15, which should give you a new amount of $11,863.90. All right. And then lastly, we got to go to our subsidiary ledger and update the information there. So we're going to go here and we're going to look for our vendor, which is Haley or Hallie, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Hallie Bros right here. Okay, so 610. We received them from there. Here we know that it was supposed to be what they're going to give us a 1% discount if we pay within 15 days. If not, it's going to be due in 30. Okay? So what is our discount period here?
25th?
25th of June, we would meet the discount period. All right? Invoice number 351. Okay. General journal number 3. And for our paid amount, invoice amount is going to be for 2654.15. I think that's right. Let's see. 3415. Okay, so my bad. So this is 263415. Okay. So if I were to calculate that, if I have my correct formula, that means I owe Hallie Bros as of right now, I owe them $2,664 $634.15. 2,000, right? Or is it 3,000? Okay, so that's how much I owe them. I already paid them. They're prepaid, so it already counted against the invoice. So now I'm looking at 2,634.15. Okay. So let's go back to our scenario and back to our journal. Okay, so back to my journal. Okay, so now that I've finished indicating that, and I'm also told that here that the coffee grinder needs additional work to be completed before putting it into service. So here it says right here it needs to be reinforced. So a foundation needs to be done and electrical work needs to be available to plug in this item. Okay, so we're still looking for 2 more items in order to completely release the coffee grinder. Okay? Okay. And then lastly, here we have a separate shipping delivery service that paid to deliver these 2 items for us. So now we need to also add this into our asset because it is part of the asset. So here we're going to write a check because it's COD, so cash on delivery. So they charged us a total of $350 just to have the items sent to our location. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and indicate that, and we're gonna dump it again into miscellaneous expense just because, yeah, we're gonna add them all together to we're going to calculate the total of each item afterwards. So miscellaneous expense, and lastly, we're gonna write a check for the freight, and let's go ahead and validate that first. So miscellaneous expense is going to be 18,700. Oh no, 19,990. And my checking is 10,100. And we're gonna go to first thing we're gonna do is we're going to write the check out. So here we're gonna validate that it's going to be for 1511. So 610. We're going to write for $350, and it's for Valley Delivery Services. Up here at the top, we got our invoice from Valley Delivery Services. Okay, so now we can go ahead, now that we wrote our check, we're gonna finish our description off over here in our general journal. So here we're gonna go ahead and indicate Valley Delivery Services. Comma, invoice number 301, comma, check number 1511. Okay, and we wrote it for $350. Okay, so let me see. So let's go ahead and
Can you go to your check register, please?
my check register.
Yeah. And, okay. Never mind.
Okay. So now that we finished our checks and stuff here and we finished our journal, let's go ahead and update our ledger. Okay, so again, we're going to go to miscellaneous suspense, which is at the bottom of page 15 for you guys. Maybe 16? No, 16. Okay, so here's miscellaneous suspense. And we're going to go ahead and indicate the date. And we're going to indicate freight on brewer and grinder. Brewer slash grinder. Okay. And we're still on general journal number 3. Okay, we reached the bottom of 3, so yay after this. And we're going to increase it by $350, which should bring you a total of $4,156.02. All right. Yes. Then lastly, the last thing you need to do is, because you wrote a check, you need to also take the balance out of your place. So check number 15. Check number 1511. Okay. And it was for General Journal 3. And we wrote a check, so it's going to be a credit amount of $350. So now you should have a remaining in your bank $4,832.29 in your bank account. Okay. And then lastly, you're going to have to go ahead and update your subsidiary ledger, because ultimately, let's say you need to ship back the product. Therefore, you need to go back to Valerie Delivery Services and tell them to ship it back to you. To ship them back to the original location. So Valerie Delivery Services is right here. It should be your last page. Okay, so 610. Okay, any notes? No notes. I guess you could just write COD. OD, and you can write check number 1511. Invoice number was 301. Post reference, General Journal number 3. Due date, there is none. Prepaid, there is none. Invoice amount was for $350. And you paid it off, the $350. So therefore, you should show that you do not owe any money to Valerie Delivery Services. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and indicate that. Okay. All right. Now let's go back to our journal and our ledger. Our scenario. Okay?
Okay.
Now that we've already finished that, now it says remove the coffee brewer from the miscellaneous suspense. Okay? So we need to calculate the total of how much that coffee brewer is and remove it and put it in its proper place. So this is an adjustment entry. Okay, so we're going to move this across over. Okay, so first off, let's go back to our scenario at the top. Okay, so how much was the coffee brewer?
It's $3.50.
No, that's the
That's the delivery charge.
Oh, geez. Okay.
$2,266.
$2,266 is how much our brewer is worth. Okay, so 2266. All right. Here we have also included tax. We need to divide the tax out of this. So we need to multiply it by
8.25%.
exactly. And what do we get? $2,266 times 1.0825 should give us a total of $242.95. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my journal right now. So if I look here, that is probably not enough room for my journal entry at all.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it's not a.
Not enough room on our page anyway.
There's not enough room. Yeah. So, first thing before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and draw my line just so that I don't have someone put something in there just in case.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and draw a line from here all the way to this credit and make sure it is thick enough. Okay. So now I'm actually going to start on general journal number 4. Okay, so 6/10 is, we're still on the same date. And we're going to take out our coffee brewer. And we're going to take it out of miscellaneous lane. Yes, suspense. Okay. And in this case, I don't know what my coffee brewer is. What is my coffee brewer?
2266. Well, plus the tax, right?
Wait, hold on. What is my account number for my coffee brewer?
Oh,
Okay. 1510.
Yes, 1510. 1510. Oh, no, 15010. Okay, so yes. So I know it's going to be 2266 times 1.0825, which is going to give me a total of $2,452.95. However, we don't stop there because we also have to split the freight charges. Okay? So here I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to assume, you know what? The freight is going to be split in half. Okay, so right here, assume freight charges 50% to brewer and grinder. So I'm telling you, as the accountant, not to calculate how much it costs. I want you to split it evenly, half and half. between the coffee grinder and the coffee brewer. So what is 350 divided by 2?
75.
175. So instead of this number here being 2452.95, 2452.95, we're gonna add another $75 to it, $175 to it. So my grand total I need to take out is $2627.95. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's make sure that's correct. So I had 2266 multiplied by 1.0825 plus 175. I should get 2627.95.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. And then I would indicate here that this is just moving. This is just an adjustment. Adjustment moving to another account. Okay, I'm going to move it to its proper account. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and go to my ledger and go ahead and do the same. So here, I know that I need to move 2627.95 from my miscellaneous. So I'm gonna go ahead and find my brewer. It should be somewhere in the top. Okay, so I have my furniture, office equipment, and then I should have my office equipment here under here, coffee brewer.
It's on 13.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So here I'm going to indicate the date, and I'm going to go ahead and write purchased because I did purchase it. All right, general journal number 4. And I'm going to indicate that I'm going to have 2627.95. And because of that, that means my new balance should be 19, oopsies. Okay, so it should be equal to 1900 plus my 2627 minus my credits, because the credits will decrease it. So I should have a grand total of $4,527.95. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and take that same exact amount out of my miscellaneous suspense, which should be the last thing on page 16.
16, was it? Yeah, that's what it is, 16.
Okay.
So I'm going to move coffee brewer. Okay. General journal number 4. And since I'm subtracting it out or taking away from miscellaneous suspense, so 2627.95 is going to be what I subtract out. So therefore my new balance is 1528.07 in remaining in your miscellaneous suspense. Okay?
Just make sure.
No worries.
Last week of the subsidiary account, right?
Okay. David says we need to go to subsidiary ledger. where does any where are we? What do you guys think? Should we go to the subsidiary ledger or are we done?
We have to go back to the general journal to exchange, to put it into, everything done at the top of the roll. I don't know.
Well, we're moving, we're moving it another account. Where are we moving it?
We moved, I thought we were moving it to Coffee Brewer.
We did.
Oh, we are.
The subsidiary.
We did, yeah.
I explained this in the, action in the,
Yeah, so we did that already.
Okay. So what's the next step we need to do?
don't we need a list that we, added it on the thing, or? Did that
Okay.
fall to added it, or?
So I have a question for you. Did this transaction involve a vendor?
No.
No. So do we need to use a subsidiary ledger?
We didn't, that's right, this is an adjustment.
This is an adjustment, correct. This is an internal adjustment. This is between your books and your books only. No vendor was involved to have to move from one account to another. So no, we are done here. We don't need to update anything as far as that. We've already updated our coffee brewer. Okay, we have a total of $4,000 in there. And yeah, and that is it for this transaction. So now we just go back to our scenario and see what happens next. Okay, so here,
I missed something.
go ahead.
I'm missing something.
What are you missing?
Okay, we made a lot of brain power, that's for sure.
Yes.
Okay, in our journal,
Uh huh.
last entry.
Okay.
In the last entry of the journal.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, we made a notation that it's an adjustment moving to another account.
Correct.
Okay. So, we went into our miscellaneous,
Uh huh.
suspense.
Okay.
And let me, okay, so we went to, where am I? Okay, we went to, I'm trying to see where it went, and we moved it, but where do we move it to?
We moved it to coffee brewer.
Yeah, to where?
To the coffee brewer.
Oh, to coffee. Okay.
Yes. So if we go to coffee brewer, which was what page was it on again, you guys? 13 for you guys.
Yes, I think so.
No, 16. I thought it was 16.
16 should be miscellaneous suspense.
On the current.
Bottom of 13.
Coffee Brewer is, yeah, the bottom of 13.
Okay, so that's the first thing that we do because we want to do it in order. So here, coffee brewer, we already made the entry in here that we moved it in here. And we did purchase it. We did purchase it. We're just moving it from one account to another. And the total amount of what's included is going to include everything it gets to make it ready for service. So that includes any sales tax. How much did it take to ship it to our location? Okay, and we already indicated that the coffee brewer doesn't need any other indications. Only the coffee grinder does. Okay, so here we've already entered it into our coffee brewer. So now we have two coffee brewers. We have one that we originally purchased from the store, and then the second one that we bought. Okay, and here we added them together, so you have a grand total of $4,527.95 worth of coffee brewers.
Yes.
Okay.
So, oh, okay. I'm just saying, why, yeah. Why couldn't we have just, put it under purchases to begin with when we did the general journal entry?
Because we also had to calculate everything else. We had to calculate tax. We also had to calculate the shipping. Yeah, which since if we just if we were to just add it all in one place first, calculate it, and then take it out, then it'd be a lot more easier. Instead of figuring out one at a time. Okay, if I bought this, right? I mean, it's just dependent on what your accountant tells you. And I'm telling you, I want it in miscellaneous expense, add up all the totals, and then take it out. Okay? But yes, if I was a different accountant, I would probably say, you know what? Why don't you divide it now? Split this to coffee brewer and put the rest remaining into miscellaneous expense. I could have told you to do that too. And then when we get the shipping, then just split the half and half. Half goes to coffee brewer and then half goes to the other thing. But in this case, what I wanted to show you is because we already have a coffee brewer in place, I want you to calculate the total amount of the coffee brewer, the second one, and then put it into the coffee brewer because we have two of them, right? That way it keeps track of how much that coffee brewer is actually in total instead of splitting it up and then adding it up second. Okay? So, all right. So now that we finally indicated all of that, split the freight in half, okay? And we finally moved the item out of the miscellaneous expense. Now the next thing says hire LV Remodeling Company to reinforce the foundation for the coffee grinder. Okay. Any transaction here?
No.
No. We just hired them. They didn't bill us. We didn't pay them. Nothing. Okay, so now we finally made it to Tuesday. Okay, finally made it to Tuesday. So Monday was a pretty long day. So Tuesday says you received a bill from LV Remodeling, okay? And this was for the remodeling job, okay? If you guys remember, after the consultation for Kim Robinson, she gave us the consultant saying, this is how you should design it. We hired LV Remodeling to go ahead and design and to do the interior design for the store. Okay, so here they sent us a bill for $18.90 for the whole entire project, invoice number 1754, and it is due in 4 days. Okay, they're not going to give us a percentage on it. They don't have to because we hired them for the job. Why would they give us a discount? Okay, so a bill is a bill. So here they're going to say, hey, it's going to be due in 4 days. So now I'm going to label this as a subcontractor expense because they did do some labor expense. They worked on our location. So I'm going to go ahead and say, because it is an independent contractor, so I'm going to say it's a subcontractor expense for $18.90. Okay, so let's go ahead and journalize this because they sent us a bill. We're not going to pay it in advance. We're not going to pay it now. We're going to pay it later. And it's for the 11th, okay? Oopsies. Where did I put that? Here. So 6/11. Okay? So here I have subcontractor expense. And I have increased my accounts payable since I owe them more money. Okay? And since I already know all the details for this one, so who is it? It's going to be LV Remodeling. And they sent an invoice number 1754, and it's due in 3 days. So I'm gonna go ahead and net 3 days, 4 days, net 4. Okay, it's due in 4 days. Okay, so what is my subcontractor expense account? Okay.
Contracted services for. That's not charitable account. Oh,
It would be under expense.
Uh huh.
Expense,
Six,
just under 60,005 and 10.
6510 is my account number. 60
6510?
as in 60.
60510.
Oh,
Yeah.
605.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. And accounts payable is 20,000. And they're asking for 1890. $1890. So now we gotta go to our subsidiary ledger.
Just 1 second.
No worries. Subsidiary ledger.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and find our subcontractor expense. Okay, so for you guys, it's going to be,
Oh, I see it. It's on page 7.
it shouldn't be on page 7.
At the top.
oh, okay. I keep passing things.
Yeah, I did too. I had to number the sheets because I couldn't find them.
I put numbers on them.
Yeah.
You know what? When I, oh, you know what? It sure is.
I put numbers on them.
I didn't look at the top. I was looking on the bottom.
It is at the bottom.
Oh, no, I see the numbers at the top.
Oh, it's on the top for you guys?
Mine's at the top.
Oh,
So in the subsidiary ledger is
Yeah.
at the top,
It's
but
at the top.
the others are on the bottom.
On the bottom, right.
okay, so
But, see, I was looking on the bottom, and so I just started writing down the numbers. I didn't even look up to the top to see if they were up there.
Oh, okay. Well, in the not in the general ledger, it's the page 35.
35.
Bottom of page 35 in your general ledger, subcontractor expense.
Oh, I thought you took it to the other thing.
No,
Account.
you always go to your general ledger first before subsidiary. Subsidiary's last.
I think you said subsidiary.
That's why I said already.
Oh, okay, maybe. Okay, so sub ledger and regular ledger. Okay. Okay, so go to your general ledger, page 35 for you guys. It should be under labor expense. Under that. So for you guys, it's bottom of page 35, subcontractor expense.
That's right. It's at the bottom of page 35.
Okay, so here,
Ledger, page 35.
Yeah, the bottom of 35.
we're indicating that this person did our job, and this is going to be for interior design. Okay, so post reference is going to be my general journal number 4. Oopsies. General journal number 4. And they charged me for $18.90. So in this case, since that's where we're starting at, it's going to be for $18.90. All right. And then we know that we owe them. We're not going to pay them yet. So we're going to go to our liabilities on page 17. Go to our accounts payable. And update this. So 611. invoice number 15. Is it 1542 or is it 15? No, let me see. 1754. Thank you. 1754. Okay. And then we're going to go with general journal number 4. And because we're increasing our amount that we owe, so we're going to credit it. So that means your new amount in your accounts payable should be now $13,753.90.
That's a lot of money.
Yes. Okay. Let me know if you guys are ready.
I am.
Ready?
Okay. All right. Now we can go to our subsidiary ledger because we need to indicate that we received a bill. Okay. So let's go to LV Remodeling, which I have no idea what page it is on, but LV Remodeling,
Page 7, page 7.
page 7, Las Vegas. LV Remodeling. LV Remodeling. Found them. LV Remodeling Company. We're going to indicate 611. They did not give us any terms, so we don't need to write any notes here. You can write, this is for the interior design, because we did have them for another job. Okay. And invoice is going to be 1754. Post reference going to be general journal number 4. We have a due date. It's going to be due in 4 days. So what is 4 days from now?
10 or 16.
15th. 4 days. Yes.
I'll get to there sooner or later.
All right. Prepaid. Do we prepaid anything? No, we didn't. Is the invoice amount is for $18.90. So therefore, we did not pay them. So therefore, we owe LV Remodeling for $18.90 because we didn't pay them yet. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of this to change the way it looks. Okay? Okay, so at the bottom, I know that I owe $18.90 to LV Remodeling. Okay, let's go back to our journal and go back to our scenario. Okay. All right, now here are 2 things that we need to indicate. Here, we decided to employ Miss Irene Jameson for in-store help, okay? So we're going to pay her $8.50 per hour, okay, with no extra benefits. That means she's not going to get any pay time off, no sick pay, none of those things. Hey, this is a coffee shop. It doesn't require any education, okay? It doesn't require much. All she's in charge of is the cash register. That's it. Okay? Yeah, so, she's lucky enough that we're paying her $8.50, which we did not know until last week that it's now $9, but that's okay. We're living in the past.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Didn't she get raised?
No. Okay, because this was made a long time ago. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it at $8.50. Okay, she's allowed to work up to 40 hours a week. So she's a full-time employee, 5 days a week, which she chooses Friday through Tuesday. That means she's going to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and take off Wednesday and Thursday. Okay? And she's going to be starting to work on the 14th of June, so that is actually this Friday, according to the schedule. And payroll period is going to be bi-weekly. Okay, so that means we're gonna start paying every 2 weeks. Okay, so now if you did not print this, it's okay. We're not gonna use it until next week anyway. So what I have in my no, I was right. In my subsidiary ledger, okay, I have customers, vendors, and employees. For you guys, it's going to be payroll. For the Word document, it should be just payroll, and you're gonna get your employee information here. Okay, so you're gonna have employees, and you're gonna have your commissions expense. Okay. I want you to go to employees and I want you to fill out the information. So, for example, okay, pay date, okay? I also included a calendar, which isn't relevant, but I can tell you that on the calendar, we pay on the 14th and the 28th of June.
This is our subsidiary account?
So, okay, yes, but it's not attached to it. So if you printed this out, your file's going to be under payroll.
Yes.
Okay? So,
Yeah, I don't have it either.
that's okay. Just go ahead and watch mine and follow along just because you won't need this until next week anyways. I'm just filling out the basic information because she's my employee. Okay? So again, my pay date, okay? So I plan to pay on the 14th and the 28th. So she missed the pay period, okay? Because I'm employing her on that Friday. So she already missed that pay period. So the next time I'm actually going to start paying her will be on the 28th. Okay, that's her pay date. Okay? So what's her employee first name? Her name's Irene. Okay, make sure I get that correct. And her employee last name is going to be Jameson. Jameson. Okay. What's her hourly wage? She gets $8.50. And anything else after this is going to be calculated later on. So all I need to make sure is that I have her full name, I have her pay rate, and when she turns in her W-4 form to me, that's when I can do her payroll expenses, okay? But for right now, I'm just entering in that I employed her. She's gonna get paid $8.50. Done. Okay, that's all I need from her. Okay.
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 12 hours, 40 hours?
She didn't work yet.
Yeah, she hasn't started yet.
She hasn't started yet.
No.
We're only on the 11th of June.
Yeah.
She doesn't start until the 14th.
Okay.
Okay, so when it's payroll time, this is where we start entering all the information here, here, and here, okay? And again, we'll get to it when we get to it, the pay date, which is on the 28th. Okay, so not this week, but next week.
Yes.
Okay, so we finished Irene. Okay, we know that she's going to work 40 hours and she's going to work from Friday to Tuesday. Okay, and she's going to start on the 14th. Okay, so she's allowed to work 8 hours. Okay, now the second thing it says that we hired Albert Allen as a sales representative. Okay, so that means he's going to be commission based, meaning he's going to be an independent contractor and he's only receiving money from us via through commission, which is going to be based off of 10% off of all sales that he creates or he makes. Okay, so benefits deducted from his commission check, which we don't have any benefits for him. And he's going to start working on the 17th of June. So when we open our store will be the day that he starts. Okay, Miss Jameson, because she's going to be an employee, we can use her for more than just being a cash register.
100%.
Yes, we can have her set up for inventory. You know, clean up the place. As long as we pay her, we get to tell her what to do. Mr. Allen's job, all his job is to be a sales representative and just make sales. That's it. And he gets paid, his pay date is going to be the same as the payroll period, which is bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks, he's going to get a paycheck from us.
Yes.
Okay? So again, when we go into our little commissions, little paper here, so every time we make a sale, we need to record it just so that we can, you know, have proof to him as well as proof to us that he deserves this money. Okay? This is us keeping track of him. So here, we're going to go ahead and write his name in. His name is Albert Allen. And how much is he getting paid from us? He's getting paid 10%. Okay? And he is subject to starts. Oopsies. Whoa. Whoa. Did I forget to delete all that?
Yeah.
Yes. That won't happen until the 19th. Okay? So, whoa, my bad. Okay. It should be clean. Okay, so good. So that's what we need to just indicate, that 10% of sales and that it is Albert Allen.
Okay, so all we do is put his name on it.
Yep, all we do is just put his name on there. And that's it. So again, we will be using this when every time we make a sale, we're going to record his commissions that he made.
Okay.
Okay? Let's go back to our journal and let's go back to our scenario. So we've already have our employees and our independent contractor. Okay? So now we can go ahead and start on Wednesday of June 12th. So here we're going to pay $85 for a half-page newspaper ad to run from the 15th of June to the 20th of June. Okay? On the Las Vegas Register Journal. Okay? So again, we're going to actually start using our business credit card. Yay! We're going to swipe our credit card for the first time. So here, we're obviously going to we're doing an advertising expense, and we're going to use our Visa credit card for that amount of $85. So let's go ahead and go to our journal, and let's journalize that entry. So on the 12th of June, we incurred advertising expense. Okay, and
Advertising increase $6,000.
60,000. Okay, and we use a Visa payable. Okay. And here you said it was 60,000 for advertising, and Visa payable should be 22,000 if I'm not mistaken.
2,000.
Is it
Yeah, 22.
22,000? Perfect. Okay. And we know that it's going to be for $85. Okay. So for our description, we're just going to make sure that we indicate this thing. So we're here, we're going to go ahead and write our vendor is going to be the LV, the Las Vegas Register Journal. Okay, and I think that's it because we don't have much information. We're paid with a business credit card, so that's pretty much all we need to indicate. The Las Vegas Register Journal is all we need to indicate. Okay? And then now we're going to um, we're going to
For the ledger.
go to the ledger. Nope, not subsidiary. The regular, the general ledger.
Oh, 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 oh.
Okay.
Advertising.
Advertising is going to be at the top of page 34. Okay, so advertising expense is our very first one. And we're going to indicate the date on here, which is June 12th. And we're going to write that it's for 1.5 page ad in newspaper. Oh, it's a quarter page. Oh, thank you. So quarter page
That'd be
ad
$5.
in newspaper. Okay. Post reference is going to be general journal number 4. Okay. Let me pull up my journal. Okay. And it's the debit because it's an expense for $85. Okay. And because this is where we're starting off, that is our balance so far. Okay. And then because we used a Visa payable, which is considered a what? Okay, what is a credit card?
It's like
Checking.
cash,
It's not a cash.
cash.
Is it really cash that we have?
Checking.
Okay, you say it's checking. So, why would a credit card be a part of a checking?
Um, because didn't you say before that it's the same as it goes with the checkings account?
That's for a debit card,
Yeah.
but this is a credit card.
Oh, no, wait a minute. It should be a,
Right, that's right.
yeah,
This
it's
is
a credit, so isn't it, it's like a loan, so isn't it a liability?
It is a liability, correct. Okay, because it's money that they grant you, right? But if you spend it, then you owe them money. So therefore, it is a current liability, okay? And it's going to be right under your accounts payable. So the next one is Visa payable. So yes, the minute you spend that money, because it's not really your money, they grant you money. But if you spend it, therefore you owe it. So in this case,
What page is that?
it should be page 18.
I'm sorry,
18.
18,
So
Visa
6.
payable.
612. We're going to go ahead and write here advertising. Okay. And post reference is going to be general journal number 4. And because we owe more money, we're going to owe $85. So that's our beginning balance of this account. So we have a beginning credit balance of $85 in the Visa payable. All right. Okay.
We have our subsidiary ledger, right?
Then lastly, we're going to go to our subsidiary ledger to LVRJ under vendors. So LV remodeling I have here. Landlords. Here is Las Vegas RJ. Okay.
That's 35, Joe.
So 612. Okay. 1 quarter page ad in newspaper. All right. Is there an invoice number? No. Is there a post reference? Yes. General journal number 4. Due date, there isn't. Prepaid, none. Invoice amount was for $85. Oh, make sure that you also indicate in here that you paid using your Visa. So Visa. Okay. What that's going to entail is that you made a payment, but it was through the Visa. So in this case, you are going to show that you owe $0 because you've already paid in advance using your credit card. So you don't owe them any money, but you owe your credit card money. Okay? Okay. And now that we have this, that doesn't mean you need to go up to your national bank credit card. Reason being is because you only do this when you receive a bill. Okay, you don't need to keep track of your transactions just yet because you never know. What if you say, never mind, I don't want the ad to be run anymore, right? Then you defeat the purpose of having your credit card. Now, when again, you only enter it in the vendor section once you receive a bill. Okay, so right now we're accumulating all the transactions on your credit card statement, and when you receive the statement, you're going to get your interest that you've been charged, and you're going to get a total amount due. Okay, so that is where you would enter it here in your subsidiary ledger. But in this case, we haven't received a bill yet, so you do not need to worry about it just yet. We're already keeping track of it in our ledger. Okay? So let's go ahead and continue on. And I think we're going to do one more journal entry and then call it a day after that. Okay? So here we finished our advertising expense here. Okay? So we're going to finish this last one right here. So here we're going to order 2,000 advertising flyers at 5 cents each flyer from City Printers, okay? And they required a 50% down payment. And then the whole thing is going to be due for, it's going to be $100 due. But right now we're going to pay with a business credit card. So for now, we're going to pay the down payment, $50 in advance with the business credit card. Okay? So here we're ordering 2,000 advertising flyers. Okay? Because we haven't picked up the flyers yet, we're just doing the down payment. So we're only recording a prepaid amount. Okay? So here we're going to indicate on the 12th that we have a prepaid account.
18 September.
Mm-hmm. What is 18 September?
The PR number.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, so prepaid accounts, and we used our Visa payable because we paid with our credit card. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and indicate right here, City Printers, comma, down, pay 50%. For 2,000 flyers. Okay. And then, so 18,600 is the accounts payable. The prepaid accounts. And then my Visa payable is going to be 22,000. And I'm paying $50 for the down payment. Okay. All right. Nothing else I need to indicate. All right. So now we need to go to our ledger. and let's go ahead and go to prepaid accounts, which is your asset. Okay, and it should be page 15 or 16, prepaid. Prepaid, no, actually 15 for prepaid.
Yeah, yes, I know.
Prepaid accounts. So here, I'm going to indicate the 12th. Okay. And is it the 12th or are we on the 13th already?
No, this is still the 12th.
It's still the 12th. Okay. All right. General journal number 4. And it was for $50. Which now your prepaid should be $71.57.17.
What is that 503?
503. Oh, whoa. Where is that 503 coming from?
Yeah, you put in 502 as like. It's like it's just going by 50 up by $50.
Oh, okay. So it's just $50.
Yeah,
Okay, so now your new total is $6,704.17. Sorry about that, guys.
that sounds a lot
Yeah,
better.
big difference.
Just 1 second before you leave the page.
No worries. Okay, and then you can also put 50% here if you want. 50% down pay on ad. Okay, whatever you want to put here. I'm going to put 50 just so that I know. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to update our credit card here on our Visa payable. We know that we made this charge on the 12th. And it's going to be another advertising. Okay. And I'm going to
18.
18. Okay, and we know it's for the general journal number 4, and we increased it by $50, which now our new running balance should be, you're going to take your original credit amount, right? You're going to add your credits, and you're going to subtract any debits. And you should get 35.
135. Yeah.
135. And I'm going to pull this all the way down. Okay. All right, and then lastly, we need to update our subsidiary ledger. Okay. Under city printers.
Page 4. Okay.
So city printers. Okay. We're going to indicate the date. And then we're going to indicate that this is 2,000 flyers. Okay. Flyers, 50% down, DP for down payment. Okay. Was there an invoice number? No. Post reference, general journal number 4. Due date, none. When we pick it up is when it's due. Prepaid amount, not yet, because we're going to indicate that the invoice was for $50. And I gotta also indicate here that I paid with the Visa. Oopsies. Okay, and here I'm going to indicate that I made the payment already. So therefore, I owe my city printers $0 because I already paid. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And that is it for today. Let me go ahead and stop here and make sure I highlight where we left off. And we're going to go ahead and continue. We're going to continue that tomorrow. So let me go ahead and stop this.